I have a 2013 Chevy Silverado where the passenger side window switch here on the driver's side quit working. That one right there. So we're going to take the switch out and see if cleaning the contacts will allow that window to work. The first step would be to pry off the silver part underneath here in that slot. We're going to pry this off so we can get to the bolts holding this handle on. We got the silver trim piece off. Took a little more prying than I thought. And now we have two 10mm bolts, one at the top and one at the bottom. So we can remove this handle and get to the switch. With the handle removed, we can now access the switch panel here. Just kind of grab it and pull it out. And when you pull it back, what we're going to do is pull that switch out and just squeeze it and pull it. Squeeze this here and pull this out. Remove those two plugs. And then we're going to have to pry on the silver part right here. There's two spots on this side and two spots on the other side, and just pull this whole centerpiece out. You pull the switch apart by prying up on these three tabs on either side of the switch. And once you get those pulled, I use a flathead screwdriver. Once you get those pulled loose, the top of the switch comes off. And just set that to the side. And then you can pull up this rubber piece. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's got the contacts on it. And the switch, you can see where I've already started to scrape a little bit. The switches build up like corrosion. You just got to scrape off the corrosion from there and from the tabs here. You know that you're making progress once you get some of the stuff off. And then on the passenger window contacts, I just scraped off what I could. And now I'm going to assemble this thing back the way it was when it came apart. There's that. You gotta make sure that that white tab aligns with the driver's side and snap it together. We're back at the truck. We got the switch snap back together here. I'm gonna get this reverse order and get these plugs back into the switch here and here, and then I'm going to cut the ignition on. I'll come back and do that here in just a moment, and we'll see if it works. Got everything plugged in, got the ignition on, and we're going to try. Look at that. Goes up and down. It does work. Now I just need to put this back in place here, and of course bolt the handle back in reverse order how we took it up. We're going to take this side apart and we're going to clean the contacts in this switch as well to make sure that the window's working at all times. So we'll go ahead and pry this up again in that slot. We're going to pull this silver piece out, and of course, you know, the two 10mm bolts here. We're going to pull that back and pull this switch out. We'll take a look and see how this switch is put together, see if we can do the same thing. Got the handle pulled off just like the other side. Let's see if this actually comes off the same way. Yep, it looks similar. We're going to go ahead and pry the silver tabs here. There should be two on each side. Yeah, and we're going to pull this out. We'll take that switch apart and see if it looks like the driver's side switch. Now we'll take it in the house and we'll pull this apart and see what the inside of this switch looks like. All right, I pried on those four tabs, both sides of the switch. And we'll take the top off. Oh, looks like it's got one set of contacts on the board. And here we'll go ahead and scrape them, get them cleaned up, and put the switch back together. Of course, squeeze it to where all four of these engage. Make sure it's all put together. And then we need to snap it back into the handle. And it goes this way, so you can hook it with your fingers. Let's see. Like that. Goes in there really easy. And of course, so we do this one-handed. The plug. Sorry about the shaky camera. There you go. It snaps on there. And I'm going to set this into place. Still works. Didn't mess anything up. And then, of course, putting everything back together, we put the handle in, two 10mm bolts, and then snap the plastic trim piece in. then it's done. I will follow up if I have any other trouble.